Hey there. My goal in this video is pretty much to bring you some clarity on something that I read today. It was pretty interesting. This is what it says. So many years of education, yet nobody ever taught us how to love ourselves and why it's so important. And, for the past few days, I was thinking, what's the next topic that I'm going to do in the next video? And that hit me. And it just got me thinking that, there is so much education, but when it comes to self love, it seems like that's like weird or no one's ever heard of it. And that's something I want to talk about today. With self love, I'm going to do this with no notes, so it's just going to flow out. But I believe that everyone should love themselves. Um, a lot of us, I believe, have been told, you should love yourself, but we've never been told exactly how. So I'm just going to share a few tips with you of what I do and what's happened on my path. But um, the first step is to decide that you're going to love yourself. After that's done, then you need to do things to prove it. So things like, for example, you should take yourself out on a date by yourself. And yes, I know that's weird. Like, no one goes out to eat or do anything by themselves. And well, some people do. And the people who usually don't and they say, "Nah, I would never do that," that's either one, you're afraid, or number two, you're thinking about what other people are going to think that you're there by yourself. So those are some things you need to work on. So one is you need to just decide to take yourself out on dates. Get to know yourself more. Know what you like, know what you don't like. Eat your favorite food, have a day out the week where it's for you. So in a way, you kind of have to be a little selfish. Um, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but you just have to have a day where you just go out and do things that you love. Are you a creative person? Do you like to draw? Do you like to listen to music? Do you like to sing? Do you like poetry? Take yourself out and go do those things. I mean, because those are things that you actually love to do. Here's a perspective. If you were dating someone and you love this person, okay, coming from that angle, how would you treat that person? Would you take this person out? Would you buy things for them? Would you tell them good things? Would you say they're awesome? Would you tell them that they're, tell them their strengths? Would you tell them the things that you love about them? All those things that you would do for another, you need to do for yourself. Reason why I said you need to be a little selfish, because everything starts with the self, no matter what you do. I personally believe that you can't really truly love another person unless you really truly love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, then how in the world are you going to love another person? And for some of you who say, well, I disagree with that because, I love this person, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you can love another person, but in a way, you're neglecting yourself by putting this person up here, higher than yourself, and not doing things for yourself. Um, if you love yourself and you really do, then I believe you're more than capable to love another person on a different level. I think a lot of relationship problems that I have seen has been due to uh, well, the lack of self love for themselves. Most people nowadays are too afraid to go out by themselves and do things for themselves. Most people, oh, if I do this and I don't tell my significant other, they're going to kill me or things like that. Just like, hey, let them know. I just wanted to go out for myself. Nothing's wrong, but, branch out, find things that you love to do. Um, Here's why I believe you really should just love yourself. Because one, you're an amazing person. Number two, would you, if you truly loved yourself, would you say some of the things to your about yourself to someone who you love? I know that sounds weird, but let me give you an example. If I had my significant other and I told him, "You're awesome, you're amazing, you're beautiful, I love you, I love this about you, I love it when you do this." Now, if I was to speak bad things over myself, like, I suck, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough for that, I'm lazy, I don't do this, I don't really like myself. I don't like my body. Now, going with that, if your significant other was to say, honey, you are lazy. I don't like your body. You suck. That's like, whoa, like, okay, we about to fight. That's kind of, horrible. Like, why would you say that to me? Same thing, why would you say that to yourself? If you truly love yourself, you would speak good things about yourself. That's a key right there. Um, Also, the things you do, maybe we'll go like, for example, like things you may eat or activities you may do. Use this. I found this out. I've actually just said this to a good friend of mine's earlier tonight when I met up with him, and I was basically saying, "Bro, you need to love yourself more." What I said was this: if I was someone who truly loved myself, would I do this? For example, if I was someone who truly loved myself, would I speak bad about myself? No. If I was someone who truly loved myself, would I eat this thing that I know is really bad for me, or will I eat this healthy food over here that makes me feel better and I know it's good for my body? Start asking yourself questions like that. Um, it's gonna seem weird in the beginning, but it really is pretty fun. Just personal examples. I really love myself. Like, I have to keep it calm because a lot of people, they'll think like, oh, like he's really conceited. And it's like, no, I just really love myself because me, I won't hesitate to drop like everything I'm doing to go out to the beach and relax for myself. I will go to eat by myself. I will go to some random place I've never been to and see cool things because that's just me. I just love doing that. I need to feed myself. I need to show myself that I love myself. I'm not lonely. I have plenty of friends. I have plenty of people I can just call up and say, let's hang out. But, I like to do things for myself just as they like to do things for themselves. I like to spend time with myself. I like to get to know more about myself. And most people say, how can you should know you should know yourself already. Yeah, you could say that, but this is where I'm going to challenge you. Um, I personally don't play sports. Yes, I get this. You're so tall, you don't play sports. Yeah, stereotype. And number two, it's just because I'm tall doesn't mean I, play sports. But anyways, I know that if I go out on a court and try to play some basketball or football, I don't like it, and I'm not going to put my all into it. And it's just, I'm really not going to be, I just don't care. And I'm just going to mess it up for everyone. I just know that. And that's just me. And I mean, that's why people, I'm like, okay, you're going to do some sports. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to look at some trees over here, do a little meditation. I mean, you do your thing. But that's just how that is. At first, now, you may laugh at me, but I actually like ultimate frisbee and volleyball. In the beginning, I was like, yeah, I don't know how to play this, but I found by playing both of those, I actually really love it. I actually really love running. I love diving into the sand. I love just putting my all into it and sweating and like being out of breath. And oh my gosh, it's fun. But how I even stumbled upon those activities was going out, deciding I want to do something different. Went to the park. I seen some people playing volleyball. They looked really cool. It was awesome. I talked to them, and they were saying that, yeah, you should come play. We'll teach you. I'm like, I have no idea how to play, but okay. And I did, and I actually loved it. And it's something I love to do. Same thing with the ultimate frisbee thing. It actually started with some business partners. We started playing. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Then we stopped, and then I met some really cool people at the beach, and they play all the time, every Thursday or Sunday or something like that. And these people are older than me, like 40s and 50s, and they're like really in shape. But they taught me some things, and it was just pretty cool. I would have never discovered that if I didn't take myself out, or willing to do some new things. That's another thing. Do some new things in your life. Like, a lot of people say, I don't like change, I don't like new stuff, but it will be fun because you get to know more about yourself and you get to, do something never done, laugh at yourself, if you do something crazy. Like, there's been times where I have played volleyball and I was like, okay, I'm going to destroy this ball. And I attempted to hit, but I didn't make contact and the ball like fell, and you know, I looked pretty crazy, and I just died laughing like, wow, that was that sucked. But it was hilarious though, and everyone was laughing at me. But I'm like, it's okay though, it's okay though. But I was willing to laugh at myself. I think a lot of people also, they're just not willing to laugh at themselves, and loosen up. Like, you know, laugh at yourself. It's funny. You know. Um, Another thing is when you love yourself, no one can really hurt you. What do I mean? If someone says, you suck or you're not good enough, but you love yourself and you know how much you're worth, and you just know all these amazing things about yourself because you took the time to get to know yourself. When someone says something else about you, understand that those are things that they're saying about themselves to you. What I mean by that is when you hear a lot of people say bad things or negative things, I come from the saying, what you see in me is in you. So if a person is seeing a lot of whatever negative things, they are speaking about themselves. That's just a little hint there. So I really do believe that you have to be taught self love. You have to be very strong, but you really need to get to know yourself more. Another thing is, I think also a lot of people lose themselves in another person. Um, what I mean by that, I love my significant other, and they love to, I don't know, hang out with their friends and do artwork. They do poetry. They do this. So I'm going to do that because they like to do that. But they ask me, oh, what do you like to do? I'm like, oh, no, I'm okay with doing whatever you want to do, honey. And it's like, they're like, no, what do you want to do? I just want to be with you. It's like, you need to find that time for yourself and not get yourself lost in another person. Um, because really, if you can't love yourself, how can you really love another person? Now, here's a hit on some dark points. Yes, there's a lot of things in us that we may not like about ourselves, but if you accept those things about yourselves, like, yes, I am a little overweight, but I love myself, and I'm going to speak over myself that, I have the choice. I can do something about it. It's my choice ultimately. And don't use the things that you don't like about yourselves as horrible things. Use them as opportunities. I mean, for me, I was about 284 pounds months ago. I mean, I still got some work to do, but now I'm at 212, and it was pretty easy. Drink some water with some lemon, do some vitamins. That didn't exercise, but that was something that I noticed about myself. Like, I'm a pretty big guy, so I need to do something about it, and I did. And now I look back at those pictures, I'm like, ugh, like, why? But it's funny, and I still show people, and they laugh. They're like, "Dude, you were so fat." I'm like, I know, but past, that's the past, and that was a word, and not anymore. But you know, those things that you don't like about yourselves, like, oh, I'm too skinny, or I'm too, like, those little things, like, use it as opportunity. Like, okay, make a decision and do something. Well, Dad, that's not as easy said as done, or whatever it is. Like, okay, so you're either gonna sit there and talk about it, or you're gonna do something about it. You know what I mean? Um, because you love yourself. And if it was someone else, a good friend of yours, and you've seen that there's something you can do to help them, wouldn't you do it? So why not do it for yourself? Um, I really believe when you have a very strong foundation for loving yourself, it just creates a stability in you. Um, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, there's areas you have nothing about, and you have the choice to explore them. Um, you know, you can be a better partner. You're very strong. What you do to have fun, you can teach your partner. Heck, both you and your partners may find things that you both didn't know you were really good at, and actually do the same activity together, and it builds, your relationship more. Um, really, it just starts with a choice. And I can only tell you this, but honestly, the benefits that you would get from this would be if you're actually doing it yourself. I mean, I can only give you a few pointers, but the experience of you loving yourself and deciding to, it just makes a big difference. Another thing that I feel I should say is we do live in a world where a lot of people don't love themselves. And in the beginning, you're going to stick out. I'm just going to tell you like that. But be okay with that because you're sticking out because you actually love yourself. If you don't like how you were before, self hating yourself and speaking all these bad things about yourself, is it really worth going back to? Because a lot of people think that you're crazy for loving yourself. I mean, when I speak that, that sounds pretty stupid, but you know, you're gonna stick out, and who cares? Let them hate themselves, but you're the one who loves yourself. At the end of the day, you're gonna be the one taking yourself home, going to sleep with yourself. You know what I mean? So, make, I don't know, have fun, do something different, make the decision, love yourself, and you know, another thing I'm getting, I should say, is past relationships. Well, that I've had this person hurt me and this person say this, and I believe it's true, and it still hurts me to this day. And I really just don't know how to get over that, and it still bothers me. Sometimes I even see this person, and it's just a reminder of the stupid stuff they did. And I tell you this, yes, it hurt. Come at it from a perspective of what did you learn from that? What what about that relationship you could say that you learned? Okay, Thad. Well, in this relationship, I learned that I was always focused on this person and I made him a priority and not myself. Okay, now that you know that, that is data for what you can do in the next relationship if you so choose to date next. Now that you know that, okay, last relationship, he reminded me that I made him priority. Now in this relationship, I am not going to do that. I know better now. So, yes, it may hurt, but look at that relationship as a learning lesson instead of that the person hurt you, and forgive them. And before you come at this, like, yeah, I hear that forgiveness stuff. I'm not going to forgive this person. That person still hurts me. I don't mean forgive them, for the sense of them. Forgive them for the sense of you, because when you forgive a person, you're letting go of that hold or that pain they have over you. I mean, they're still gonna do the thing regardless. I mean, you just let them do their thing. I mean, they in a past for a reason, So forgive yourself for you because you love yourself, and you should heal from it and look at those past relationships as just experiences that you acquired, and it really shapes you. This is a different perspective. It really shapes you into knowing what you want for that ideal person. And then for that person who's watching this video saying, that's super positive, that's super optimistic, that's real cute and all that, but that really doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, I hear that, and that crap doesn't work. Man, people say this, man, this person's still gonna do this. And I'm gonna just come at you nicely and just say, well, you heard this multiple times. But did you attempt to do this? There's a big difference. 'Cause I hear a lot of people say, man, that stuff don't work. And then I ask them, oh, well, did you try it? And they look at me like stupid. And they ignore the question. I'm like, nah, man, that stuff still don't work. Well, maybe actually give an attempt. Maybe go with the positive route. I mean, which one is better to look at? Do you want to look at it in a negative point of view and stay where you are? Or do you want to look at it from a positive point of view and move on where you're at? Um, so that's just friendly advice there. And really, a lot of people have a lot of past pain, a lot of things with the family, a lot of things with relationships, a lot of things with people, this, that, and the other. But I'm asking you this: if you really, really love yourself, yes, those people have hurt you. Yes, I'm sure some people have done some really messed up things, and it's very hard to forgive them. It still hurts you to this day. I mean, it's probably why you are the way you are. But you are a very important person, and you should love yourself tremendously. And you should forgive all those people. Yes, I know. It sucks. They don't deserve it. They deserve, like, hatred, and they deserve me, like, hitting them with a car or something. Yes. All those bad things. That may be true. Um, but you should forgive them for yourself. Forgive them so it doesn't bother you, and just look at the perspectives of what did you learn. If you got hurt by family, what are they teaching you? What are you getting from that relationship? And I guarantee you, once you get the click of what that relationship is doing or serving you or helping you, what experience you got, you notice the relationship will start changing. You'll do things a little differently. You got the click, like, okay, I learned that lesson. I know how they are. It's not going to affect me as much. And now you start to look forward with those past experiences. So look at those past pains as experiences to move forward and start beginning to love yourself, and use those experiences to make new relationships and improve yourself, you know. But honestly, really just starts with a decision and doing little things, easy things for yourself. And honestly, it's pretty fun. And you'll develop like this confidence. I'm telling you, I promise you. I'm going to end it with this. For me, I love myself tremendously. And when a lot of people, and there are some people who try to get real slick with me, and they'll say stupid stuff. They really do. And they try, I guess, to hurt my feelings or whatnot. And, I could react and I could tell them about themselves and I could really shut them down. I really could, I mean, I could destroy them. But because one, I know who I am. One, I love myself. And number two, I know everything that they're saying to me, they're talking about themselves. I choose to be a bigger person and respond to them in a loving way by, oh, okay, I just say, oh, okay, I mean, if that's what you feel, if that's how you feel about me, then, well, I can't really change anything. But, hey, I apologize you feel that way. And I go about my business because honestly, it's really not worth it. Number two, they've been hurt and they're trying to take it out on me, and I'm not the one to feed them what they're craving for. And, it'd be fun. Honestly, the funny thing about that is people who are like that, I don't know, they end up becoming like really good friends of mine. It's weird. But honestly, when you know that, it's just, you start to develop that love for other people. And once you start loving yourself, you begin to love other people a little bit easier, and you start to understand that they've been hurt too. So instead of hurting them and sharing that pain and destroying them, why not start loving them and giving them love, because you were once in a position similar to that, and at the time you truly wanted someone to really be there and love you. So take the opportunity to do the same. So it all starts with you. And I'm going to end it at that. You all have an amazing night, morning, evening, whatever it may be. And hopefully this provided some clarity in something in your life. Alrighty, have a good day.